So the first question on the Calc Assumed question 8, the 10 questions in this section worth 65%. So here it is, and I'm pretty sure this one will probably be the best done question on the exam. There's nothing really too strenuous about it. We've got the weight of chicken eggs normally distributed, mean 60, standard deviation of 5. Eggs with a weight of more than 67 are jumbo. What proportion of eggs from the farm are jumbo? So we'll grab our calculator. We're into main. I'm going to hit interactive, distribution, continuous, norm, CDF. The lower value here is 67. The upper value, so I just tap execute. I'm going to use shift EXP for infinity, tap execute. The standard deviation is 5 and the mean weight is 60. And that's everything we need. 2 executes, and then we've got our probability. And round this up to 4 decimal places, 0.0808. That'll do nicely. So then we move on to the next question. And what proportion of jumbo eggs are less than 75 grams in weight? So here it is. We've given that the eggs are jumbo, so that's the yellow area here. Then what proportion of them are less than 75? So we want this red shaded area here, which is between 67 and 75. So therefore, once we've worked out that probability, we put it over the probability from up that we just calculated, 0.08, and that's going to be our answer. So again, ClassPad pops out, and we can basically use this. We'll just copy it down to a new line. What we want to be between 67 and 75 now. So we press go, and then we want to divide this answer. So if we just go divide and copy this answer down and press execute, then let's just turn that into its decimal equivalent, 0.9833. So there's our 3 marks for that one. The sketch would probably be sufficient for most markers to give you the method mark here, or you can write out the probabilities in this kind of way. And so on to part C. The heaviest 0.05% of eggs fetch a higher price. So our job here is to work out what value of X here will give us a right tail of very little there, 0.05%. So with ClassPad, I'm just going to copy the original. This is very similar to the first problem we did in part A, but backwards. We simply want to know what this value will be here so that the probability of this is not very much. I'm going to pop a solve at the beginning with shift equals. At the end, we want it to be equal to 0.0005 and press execute. Warned that more solutions, but there's our solution, 76.45. The other way we could have done all of these questions is from the menu. We could have gone into the activity and used this solve strip for the norm PDF here. So if I tap right size, once we've got the standard deviation of 5 in and the mean of 60, then for part A, we wanted the probability that X was bigger than 67. So we'd have put the lower as 67 and the upper as infinity and solve for P. And there was that answer to part A. Then for part B, we wanted between 67 and 75 and solve for P there, and that's 0.079. And then we want to divide that answer by the previous one. We could have opened up a copy of main here and then basically done the calculation like we did before. We could have copied using edit copy from here and then into this window with edit paste. It's one of the few windows you can't actually drag from this a copy of numsolve into main. Anyway, once we've done that, we'd hide main and come back into here. And then to work it backwards, we'd have set the probability to 0.005 in part C. And we wanted to solve for the right tail, so the upper was infinity. And we wanted to know what the lower should be. And when we tap solve, then it could have been 76. So that was another easy place to do this whole question.